We often use the term multilingual and bilingual in our South African contexts. These terms describe language users who are able to use a range of languages to communicate effectively in multiple social situations that are part of the rich diversity of our society. Definition of multilingualism is the ability to use more than two languages. We say that you are multilingual. Definition of bilingualism is the ability to use two languages. We say that you are bilingual. Definition of monolingualism is the ability to use only one language. We say that you are monolingual. It's important to understand some principles about multilingual learning and teaching to inform your practice in the classroom. To learn effectively in a language, the user of the language needs to be proficient in that language. This means that they need a level of ability in that language to understand and perform tasks in that language. Therefore, they have to be able to engage cognitively, emotionally, and critically in assessing oral and writing text in their first additional language. This means that the user of an additional language for learning should be bilingual. To be bilingual, therefore, means that the user can use two languages equally easily. Becoming bilingual is a lifelong process in which the languages constantly interact to enrich, enhance, and drive the user's ability to access wider and deeper levels of meaning and understanding. The teacher is the learner's vital partner in the quest for bilingualism. Language is closely connected to people's emotional responses and needs. There are conditions that predispose learners to learning by making them feel happy and conditions that cause learners to resist learning when they become fearful. We need to make sure that we create conditions that help learners be in a state of readiness to learn, make them receptive and eager to learn what we teach them. To understand how our feelings can facilitate or interfere with our receptivity to acquire a language, it is useful to remember your own experience. If we do not think about your own experience of learning, we tend to teach the way we have been taught. This is not always a good thing. We can change if we critically evaluate our experiences. Find out about approaches that have been worked for other teachers and learners. Try them out and make a conscious effort to practice the best strategies for learners' positive attitudes in acquiring a language. Why do we talk about acquiring a second language and not learning a second language? The word acquiring suggests that the learners in your class are learning something they want because it's useful for them. You are not just making them learn something because you think they will need it for the future. Naturally, much learning happens when learners acquire language skills. But setting up effective learning conditions in a classroom for acquiring a language is much more challenging for the teacher than simply providing a learning program of lessons, assessments, and error corrections. Effective teachers will make learners keen to acquire more language skills. Learners love to communicate and feel competent, and so the effective teacher provides interesting and challenging opportunities to acquire and practice new skills until the learners can take charge of the language to express their own meaning for their own purposes. Acquiring a language does not happen in a straight line. Success depends on what learners want to know at a particular time so that they can communicate in certain social situations. This means that acquiring a language happens in context. You, the teacher, must bring the language alive by connecting it to the context of the learners' lives, thereby helping them to fulfill their purposes.